Hey guys, gonna do a little review for you. I did want to do this in the morning, but the weather's not cooperating, and probably won't tomorrow morning either. So, doing it now. Want to get it over with and get this put up. This is the latest seasonal offering from Garrison Brewery here in Halifax. This is the second time this has been released. I think this is the first time it's shown up in the NSLC. Could be wrong about that. At the very least, it seems to have had a wider distribution this year around. This is Three Fields Harvest Ale, wet hopped, and they call it strong ale. Apparently it's a pale ale in style, essentially 6.4% alcohol by volume. What's special about this one is 100% of the malt used in this is from different maritime fields, farms. And apparently, let's see, down here in the ingredients, 100% maritime malt, water, yeast, and loads of fresh Nova Scotia hops. Over 100 kg of Nova Scotia wet hops were picked, shipped, and added to the kettle in a 24-hour period for the special once-a-year brew. Thanks to Meander River Farm, Whimsical Farm, Fiddle Hop Farm, and Ross Farm Museum. So we have the Three Fields Harvest Ale here. Here's a list of the different hops in it. There's quite a bit of them too. Cascade, Brewers Gold, Willamette, Zeus, Galena, Kent Golding, Nugget, Newport. It's wet hopped with Centennial hops. And it also has citral hops in pellet form added to it. Dry hopped, of course, means they've dried out the hops. And dry hops tend to add a lot stronger flavors to the actual hop flavors, whereas wet hops are not so much stronger as they're more, I don't know, fresh tasting, I guess is the best way to put it. So we're going to open this one up. We're going to see what it looks like. We're going to taste it, and I'll give my opinion on it. Be right back, guys. Alright, we're back. We've got it poured here. Garrison's Three Field Harvest Ale. As you can see, the head's initially pretty big on the carbonation here. It's got a very orange body, slightly hazy. You can see your fingers through it, but you know, there is a bit of haze there. So I believe it is unfiltered. We'll go right to the aroma now. Okay, I think the best comparison to make this beer to, right off the bat, is fellow beer in the lineup, the Imperial IPA. It's got a similar note to it that one does. It's got this fresh grapefruit kind of note to it in the hops. Like, this is very big on the hop smell. Probably no surprise to anybody after the list that I gave you of hops. But it also has a lot of these sort of tropical fruit kind of notes. Like, it's got the grapefruit. It's got a little bit of pineapple, mango, more on that side of the spectrum. It's not so much the piney, orange, citrusy kind of hops that you might usually expect with this sort of thing. And it's not overpowering. It's very nice and fresh because of the wet hopping. It comes off very more fresh. And it has an underlying sort of caramel malt presence as well. And it sort of binds all the different notes together, but keeps them separate at the same time. So you can pick out some distinct different notes there. So there's a nice little bit of complexity there. So we'll go right to the taste now. Again, the taste is a bit akin to their Imperial IPA, but this is very much more an American Pale Ale in style, just going by the taste. It's got that big grapefruit sort of note to it. Starts off with a little bit of the caramel sweetness, immediately moves right into the big sort of bitterness from the different hops. The main difference between this one and the Imperial IPA, however, is of course the IBUs are not as high. They're only 39 in this, as I believe already stated. And they don't smack you over the head like the Imperial IPA does. This is much more accessible, easy drinking, goes down very smooth, has a medium body to it, sort of falling slightly on the lower end of medium. Yeah, and you get those really nice, fresh, hoppy tastes. Bit of a more of a piney kind of hop presence coming out in the actual taste. But you got that grapefruit, more of those tropical fruits. The malt is subdued, just underneath there, more of that sort of caramel malt taste. And the thing about this one is the bitterness doesn't build up. The Imperial IPA, you keep drinking it and the bitterness gets to a point where some people might find it very off-putting, unless you're like a big-time hophead. But with this one, it finishes fairly clean. Like, there is a little bit of lingering bitterness, but it's not, you know, it's not smacking you again. Like, it's not constantly reminding you it's there. It's just nice and subtle. I think that's one of the main strengths about this beer right off. It's very, very subtle, very tasty. Like I said, it fits right in as an American Pale Ale. Could be classified as a British IPA quite easily. I got no problems with it. You know, I'm going to say 4 out of 5. It's definitely a really very good beer. Very tasty. Not as unique as maybe the promise there was, considering everything that's gone into this beer. Garrison does a very, very good thing. Propeller does the same thing. Really big on supporting the agricultural side of things here in the Maritimes. So yeah, that being said, 4 out of 5 for Three Fields Harvest. Get it while you can. I don't see this one lasting too long on the shelves. A lot of people are going to be buying this up. Look in your better NSLCs. You definitely can find an A and B NSLCs. So, cheers guys, and we'll see you later.